Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be changing the SSD in the Steam Deck with no video, no assistance, no anything. We're just going to do it. As you can see, we have our Steam Deck here, and all we have to do is flip it over, and we got our new SSD. This is a 256 gigabyte SSD right here, instead of the 64 gigabyte version. And eventually we're going to dual boot the Windows and SteamOS on the same internal SSD, so we can use all of our external docks and stuff like that for just extra game storage, and that includes the small micro SD right here. So we have some screwdrivers. You don't need a ton of stuff to do this with. The iFixit kits usually come with a bunch of stuff, but we're just gonna kind of send her and see what happens. We already kind of checked out what screwdriver we need. Probably gonna be this guy right here. So for small screwdrivers, I mean, this set is a number 0 actually, right here. And it fits pretty good in all of these screw holes. And we're just gonna start taking stuff apart. And I have nowhere to put these screws. Alrighty, we're just gonna use this little box right here, because that way we can keep track of our screws. So 1 and 2. Ooh. Long screws go on the side. So you are going to kind of want to keep track of how long the screws are for each piece, right? So the 2 long ones go right here, and the shorter ones go in the middle. I'm assuming that these grips I have on here are not going to make a huge difference, but you never know. We might end up having some problems there. And I'm probably yelling, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm just going to assume that these JSOX grips I have on here, they're just little rubber stick-on grips, are not going to have an issue. But if they are going to be an issue, then we'll just take them off and we'll replace them. Okay, as far as I can tell, that is all the screws. 1, 2, 3, 4 long ones and 4 short ones. And the grips might matter, because right here you can see that it is not like cut all the way. That's all right, we'll just be able to cut those. We need a big flat tip, well, big 2mm flat tip. We are going to try to, okay. This is the only problem. When you're doing this type of stuff, that off. So I don't like put it underneath the camera lens right here. When you're doing stuff like this, I mean, it looks like somebody already tried to pop it open before, but they have not. Oh, look at that. Seems as though this may only work. I don't know exactly. Okay, so it might just be because of that. And we'll just cut those. Now, Steam did make this thing pretty reasonable when it came to replacement parts. Ooh! I got it cracked open, but my screwdriver went all the way inside this thing. So I don't know. We'll have to be careful we don't break this dang thing. And you're just gonna kind of work all the way around. Once you get it cracked a little bit, all I'm doing is literally just twisting like a quarter turn. And it's popping open. Hopefully this is a pretty resilient device. Oh, okay, cool. So the back literally just comes off. And then you have your little back buttons right here, and it just looks like this. Pretty nice. Okay, so here you have your triggers and your bumpers. I wish these were adjustable. Oh my, like that camera light is so bright up there. Now, here's your little cooling fan. You have your huge battery right here, and a couple of ribbon cables. They bring power everywhere, and I believe then we have more screws. All right, so one of the screws automatically comes out right here on the bottom. You can see that already came out with the lid. The other screws all have their own holes. Obviously, you have your joysticks right here, and these are all pretty replaceable. So we need to remove one more screw here. One more screw here to take this heat shield off. Try not to strip any of them. Oh, I was wrong. There's another screw right here. And those are, you can see where they go, right? So these two middle screws, one of them takes away the screw right here. And the big one over here goes in this area. Oh, this other small one down here goes in this area right here. Okay. Sorry if you couldn't kind of see that. I will maybe try to video better. So now we just need to take off this cover. It seems to be just held in place by some stickiness. Now these screws are even smaller. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, we gotta put them in a different pile right there. And I don't know how to get this piece off here. It's gotta just be stuck on, right? There's no screws. There is something stuck on here, and I can't see it. I unfortunately need more light. I'll be right back. Okay, we have ourselves another light here. There is another screw. And it is right underneath this little... It's hard to even see it. Come on. Why they feel the need to do that, I don't know. Okay. Here's your little metal heat shield. Oh, it just covers up this little set of heat transfer plates from the CPU itself, I believe. Okay, here's your SSD. That little guy. That's your SSD right there. All you gotta do is remove that. Pops up. Just being flappy like a normal M.2. And take it out. Now, This one is an M-Key eMMC device, which is really slow and kind of crappy. We need to get this little bit of heat wrap off of here without breaking it. Aha. Had to unstick it. Alright. So this is a 4C. If I can get it to focus. I don't know what brand that is. Now, we're going to keep this very, very safe because we want to be able to use this again. Mind you, this has SteamOS, everything already on it, right? So if I ever have a problem where I cannot operate my Steam Deck, period, this device, I can just open this back up, plug it in, and it'll be good to go. No problems. So we're going to keep this very, very safe. Once we install this other one, we will not have any operating system on the Steam Deck itself. We're going to make a video on how to install the OS and everything itself, but you can see, look at how much beefier that little bit of memory is right there. You can see there's just a lot more on there. Probably, I kind of want to take off this freaking sticker and show you guys. Holy cow! So this is 256. And here's the difference. This one is 256. That is 64. And you see there's a lot more memory. And this also lets me verify that this is actually a Sky Hynix chip. I said that all kind of jacked up. This guy, we're going to put the sticker back on. I don't think the sticker prevents any heat transfer or anything like that. We're going to put it in our little case here. Boop. And we're going to leave this somewhere and write Steamdeck SSD on it. That way, we don't have any worries about ever needing it. Obviously, it'll just be for like a regular, like, emergency recovery type deal. But I don't think I'm going to edit this video other than the fact that I look like a ghost in this lighting. Oh my god, this is so difficult to get back in there. There we go. Boom. And where's my marker? I had a marker over here earlier. Well, guess I don't have... Oh, there it is. And then we write Steam Deck OG SSD 64 gigabyte. There you go. Steam Deck OG SSD 64 gigabyte. This again, we're going to leave over here for now, and we're going to put that in a safe place. Now, do we really need to put this back on there? Probably not. I'm just going to leave it off. I don't think we'll have any issues with heat transfer. It does have a little heat pad right here as well. We are going to shove this little guy over. It's almost impossible to do. Oh my god. Okay, so it works better from that end. It is quite tight. You 100% want to put this little heat jacket. Alright, well, I'm just going to touch it. Can't do it any other way. Now, these little SSDs are used. They are factory swap outs from like laptops or Microsoft services and stuff. I don't know how I'm going to get this bag in here. So they really, I mean, they're like 35. I think this was $39.99 or something, or $39.59 or some crazy, something super cheap. Okay, we have to try to get this SSD in here. Okay, we are not having any success with that. That means we're gonna have to open this bad boy up. Now, can you order replacements for these? Probably. Am I trying to chance that? Not really. This is reasonably difficult. All right, we're just gonna cut her open. Do I think this is gonna make a difference? No, I'll let you know. So we peeled the sticky part up, cut the plastic underneath. So then when we put it back on, we can go like that and stick it back together. It does 100% need that little deal on there. And we'll kind of flip these up just a hair. I don't know. Do I really think it actually needs this little heat jacket? No. Of course, now it just wants to be in there all nice and good. All right, for like a regular SSD. Bam. Got my screw. And now this installation and removal is exactly like a regular SSD. Like any other PC, any other M.2 SSD. All right, she is secured. We have our heat jacket back on exactly the same way. Now we go back to assembly, right? So you've got to use our plate. Here is your heatsink attachment point. It uses that same screw. Oh, we just attached that pretty snug. Now, again, all this stuff is hand tight. I'm not just jamming the screwdriver in there and like freaking ratcheting down on it. It's all very easily put together. All right, now we'll dump out these screws, put them all over here in the moon part of my desk mat. This tiny screw here goes there. Good. This tiny screw goes there. Now remember, the large screws from the back, these long ones right here, you can probably see it better here. The long one and the short one, bam, like that. The short ones go on the inside holes right here through the back, and here also connecting this heat plate right here to the rest of, like, to cover the heat and stuff from the actual motherboard and the CPU over here to really channel it out. And then your big screws go right here into these small plastic connection holes. I don't like that they're plastic, but again, the Steamdeck is not a super sophisticated, well, it is a pretty sophisticated device. But overall, it's pretty easy to work on yourself. I've never taken a handheld device apart that has been easier to take apart. If you do have grips, you're gonna have to cut the rest of this part, which, I mean, is actually easier because now I don't have to worry about it. And then here you have your back buttons. It says L for left and R for right on everything that's in each side of the device. I mean, it's pretty awesome to be able to work on something like this. I do plan on switching out the sticks for Hall effect switches soon, and it looks like to me we have everything back together. So I'm gonna start snapping it back together. Boom. Now normally you wouldn't put all these screws back in right away because you want to test out the device to make sure your new SSD works. If this works well, or if I want more storage capacity in the future, I'm probably gonna get a 1 terabyte Sabrent Rocket SSD that is made for this, or will fit in this. I think that would be pretty cool, because then you're gonna have like a crazy fast Gen 3 PCIe SSD that can pretty much outperform or perform the same as like a desktop computer. Mind you, you still only have a custom APU, CPU, GPU combo in here for the Steam Deck anyway. But I think overall, that's about the fastest storage you're going to get is that Sabrent Rocket. And we're just working on screwing it back together. We're trying to time this where I can still explain to you guys what's going on. But I want to be able to have a realistic idea of how long this would actually take a normal person that's never done it before. So again, I have not ever taken this Steam Deck apart. Uh-oh. Okay. You do have to put some pressure down on these once you start getting these tight. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have moved my... Oof. Is that tight? I'm probably going to order a new set of screws for the Steam Deck. Just because you never know if you're going to round one of these out. Yep, that's tight. And let's see. Okay, Steam Deck SSD upgrade / installation, 22 minutes on the dot. So, let's talk about it. What did we actually do? We took the entire Steam Deck apart. Make sure all your buttons still work. Especially the backs. Okay. We took the Steam Deck apart. We put a new SSD in it from the original. And look at that. 22 minutes is all it took. Can anyone do this? Absolutely. The Steam Deck is very user-friendly, other than Linux. So you might be used to like your Switch OS or Windows or something like that, or your Xbox interface, or your PS5 interface, PS4 interface, whatever you got. But is this a realistic solution for better memory? If you spent $40 to get the 256 gigabyte upgrade, is it worth it? Yes. Because this Steam Deck costs $399, $413 after tax. And that's the lowest model you can get. The next one up is 256 gigabyte, and it costs $524 or something like that, or $530. So you're paying about $550 after tax. So, answer is absolutely, it's worth it. I spent $40 to upgrade my SSD. So I can have a 256 gigabyte Steam Deck right from the factory as soon as I get it out of the packaging. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you, and I hope it showed you that a regular guy that has never done anything finicky like this, yes, I've taken apart computers and other stuff like that, but I've never really taken apart a brand new device I paid $400 for and just started changing parts. So, very consumer friendly. I hope you guys learned something from the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.